Hello, future Azai here, making, the usual intro because I played a bit too long. So let's talk about this episode before I let you guys watch the episode, right? There's something that happened in this episode that I probably didn't like. And I understand why it's being shown. I just don't agree with it. People that have played this game probably knows what scene it's gonna be. But I just can't agree with it, Even though, well, like I said, I still think that even though this is a multiple disorder case, I can't put myself in the same shoes as them, My mental capacity is not... I'm not compassionate enough to actually think that I'm like them. I have my own sets of views, and they have their own sets of views. Sometimes it's not compatible, sometimes it is. And I'm not saying that it's unbelievable. It's pretty believable, but I just don't like it, Well... You guys that haven't played probably won't know what it is. But maybe because I've been hinting about it quite a bit, maybe you guys would know what it is. But enough about that. Yeah. Enjoy the episode. This is gonna be the last part of this ending of chapter 5. See ya. Hope you enjoy this one. The location was the roof of the bar. It wasn't very big, but it was still a lot bigger than the inside of a dojo, though not nearly as big as the school's rooftop.
まず、私からの質問。
Wait,
あんたは武術をなぜ習った？
we're gonna fight Master, but why?
さあ、正直よくわかりません。間宮拓司が習ってて、そのまま師範代にあって。
そうじゃなくて、なぜその後も続けた？少なくともユキもそして拓司君も続けなかった。あんただけが私の下で修行を続けた。
それもよくわかりません。
なら質問を変えるわ。なぜあなたは私の前に立っている？最後の時間なんでしょ？なんで葉咲ちゃんと共に過ごしてあげないの？
それは
The last of the time I have left. No one told him this was the end. He must have figured out when he saw my expression. Why didn't I spend the last time I had left with Hasaki-chan instead?
理由の一つは師範代を超えさせていただきます。
言うわね。あんただってどれだけ実力差があるか分かってるんでしょ？
I guess he needed the confidence boost from beating Master so he can beat Mamiya Takuji. It would make sense, I suppose.
はい。多分100回戦って一度勝てるか勝てないか。多分そんなものだと思います。力は俺よりはるかに上です。技もはるかに上です。経験など比べ物になりません。
でも私を超えると。
はい。それがまず一つの目的です。
それはなぜ？
葉咲とこれからずっといるためです。これから葉咲を守っていくためです。
これからずっと？
はい。ずっとです。だからこれから俺は不可能を可能にしなければなりません。ほぼ勝ち目のない戦いをしなければなりません。
ほぼ勝ち目のない戦いねえ。
My battle with Mamiya Takuji. Certainly, I had no chance of winning that battle. What I knew for sure from my training with Yuki in the lucid dream was, the one thing that decides the victor in a battle between our different personalities is force of will. No, it's not force of will. It's simply the belief in one's own victory. If my power was greater than Mamiya Takuji's, my consciousness wouldn't have been sealed away until today by his. Since he was able to seal my consciousness away, that means Mamiya Takuji was stronger than I was.
あんたが戦おうとしている相手ってそんなに強いの？私より？
マスターより力が強いということはありません。マスターと戦えばマスターは簡単に勝つと思います。でもこの肉体を共有する者同士の戦いはそういうものではありません。肉体的な戦いではなく意識で決着がつきます。そしてその力は彼と俺とでは雲泥の差です。だから義対その両方ではるかに上な師範代と戦わせてください。
なるほど。技と体その両方ではるか上である私に勝てるとしたら、それは心、つまり今よりはるかに強い精神力。
Indeed.
はい。手抜きはいりません。もし仮にここで師範代に体をぶっ壊されれば、間宮拓司のやろうとしているくだらない犯罪を止めることになる。
つまり最悪病院送りにしてくれと。
はい。僕も師範代を病院送りにする気でいきます。
Did Takuji have any bruises before? I don't think he did, so I don't know if we're actually going towards chapter 3 ending or not right now. If we aren't, oh man, I'm gonna be so sad because I want Takuji to win. Tomosane, I like you. Don't get me wrong. Like, your belief is as strong as his, but I do truly believe that what happened in chapter 4 was so messed up. Like, someone needed to actually kill those guys. There is no salvation with those guys, man.
ガキが言うじゃないか。どの口がそんなこと言えるようになったんだ?
The atmosphere changed. There was a different vibe in the air. That was my master's, Minakami Toshio's power. Now you give me his name. Minakami. Interesting. He was an instructor in the dojo for decades. He's been virtually undefeated for his entire life. The only stain on his record was a result of his fight with the master of the Mamiya dojo. And that master was my paternal grandfather, Mamiya Ryu, the descendant of a family of ancient Shinto practitioners. Toshio's loss to my grandfather was the first and only loss he suffered. At the time, Minakami Toshio was about 20 years old, and my grandfather was already growing old. Toshio was so much taller and heavier that he made his opponent look like a child. But he was utterly defeated, without laying a single finger on my grandfather. Mamiya Ryu was apparently quite exceptional, even among practitioners of the ancient martial arts. He had strong religious views, and the only people he bowed to were Shinto priests. Rather than calling him a martial artist, it would be more apt to say he was capable of wielding supernatural powers. He wasn't fast or slow. There was no movement at all. It was like his leg didn't have to move because the floor had done the work for him, and the distance shortened all by itself. I tried to take the blow as best I could, but he adapted to my movement. Right as he grabbed my wrist, my joint seized up on its own. My body twisted in reaction, and then I was flipped over and smacked down on the ground. Of course, that was my intention. Otherwise, he would have broken my wrist. I should have been able to save myself from the fall too. But I was so focused on protecting my wrists that the lower half of my body slammed right into the concrete below me. It was more than just painful. I lost all feeling in my body. I couldn't tell if I had broken a bone or if I was just bruised. It happened all too quickly. A stomp. I moved my face, dodging it by mere centimeters. If I had taken that to the face, he would have smashed my head into the concrete. My skull would have split open on the concrete. I took up my stance. He was right in my face again. No mercy. I instinctively protected my ears. I narrowly avoided a massive fist aimed right at my temple. For a second, I felt illusory pain, as if I had actually been hit. If I took a direct blow, I could actually die.
なーに友雨、全然ね、まだ私本気なんて出してないのよ。
わかってます。
そう、安心した。
His fist found its mark. I could see blood where it landed. I couldn't defend myself at all. After all, Master had been practicing martial arts since long before I was even born. He was cut from a different cloth. And I heard rumors that he was a bouncer to the Yakuza before he started this bar. Apparently, that's how he got the money to buy this place. His skills weren't just for sport. He hadn't just trained for official matches.
バーでやらなかったことを感謝するのね。
わかってます。でもそれで困るのは師範代では。
そうね。いろいろ壊れちゃうからね。
As a martial artist with years of experience as a bouncer, Master's weapons weren't limited to his hands and feet. His greatest weapons were the ground, the walls, glass bottles, knives, chairs. His skills could have put all those to use. He didn't fight me inside, where all his weapons were, as a sign of his affection, I guess. But I was the one who picked this fight. I wonder if it was a good choice.
はさき
どうしてもって言うからさ、止めきれなくて。
マスター、もうやめて。とも兄さん、そんなボロボロになって。
うるせえ。はさきは黙ってろ。
I suddenly yelled at her. Damn it, I knew this would happen. That's why I didn't want her here.
あら、そんなこと言っていいの？
うるさいじゃないよ。うるさいじゃないよ。私がどんな思いで。
わかってる。
分かってないよ。分かってないからそんなこと言うんだ。とも兄さんは。
違う。分かってないからじゃない。分かってるから言うんだ。
とも兄さん。
俺はお前に一言伝えるためだけに帰ってきた。この一言だけ伝えればあとは問題ない。
だからそういうのが分かってないんだよ。一言なんかいらない。私はもっとたくさんの時間、できる限り長い時間とも兄さんと話していたい。なのにとも兄さんはいつでも自分で勝手に納得して、自分で勝手に決めて。
ああ、そうだ。葉崎の言う通りだ。俺はいつでも勝手に納得して勝手に決めていた。
ならなんで一言だけなんて言えるの？一言なんかじゃ足りない。私はまだたくさんとも兄さんと話したい。もっといっぱい言葉を交わしたい。
葉崎、それがいくつなら満足なんだ。その言葉が一つじゃ足りないならいくつならお前は満足するんだ。
そんなの知らないよ。私はただもっとたくさん、もっとたくさんとも兄さんと話したい。ただそれだけだよ。
俺もだ。俺も葉崎と話がしたい。一言なんてじゃない。いくらでも話をしたい。だから俺は今夜は一言だけをお前に伝えるためにお前に会いに来たんだ。
それって。
俺は消えない。俺は間宮拓司に勝って、そしてこれからお前を守り続ける。
とも兄さん。
葉崎を守るのはユキでも、そしてマスターでもない。お前を守るのは俺だ。葉崎、俺は帰ってくる。必ず帰る。だから安心しろ。
I have to say, Tomo-san, voice actor, did a good job.
お兄さん。
この釜を倒して、そして俺は間宮拓司を倒す。
この釜って、あんた師範代に大層な口の利き方ね。しかもそんなボロボロなくせに。
マスターすみません、今のは口が過ぎました。でも俺はあんたを倒す。
足ガクガク震えてるのに。
武者震い。
あんたキャラ変わってるわよ。
He has. Quite a lot.
俺いっぱいいっぱいなんで、クール系とかやってるわけにもいかないんですよ。
So I guess he was trying to be cool and mysterious. God fucking damn it.
いっぱいいっぱいならそれらしくしないと。
My legs were trembling because of the damage I already took. I had lost all feeling in my hands and legs from getting hit so hard. I was covered in a colorful collage of blood and bruises. Anyone could tell that I was outmatched. A desperate situation. From the beginning, I knew it was impossible. If Master and I fight, he should win. And yet, I challenged him to a fight. Why? Because...
師範代、道場主にはかなわなかったんですよね、うちのじいさん。
そりゃあんなのに勝てるわけないわよ。戦国時代から続くこの古武術はほんの数百種類の基本技しかない。それの組み合わせが数万という数になる。でもあの人はそういう問題じゃなかった。動物的感というか、まああの道場は宗教的なもの。歴代が霊能力者のような力を持っていた。
その血、多分俺はそれを感じてるんだと思います。
Wait, really? Are you really going that way? Oh no.
さあ、整いました。これから俺の番です。
あんたの番？
夢を扱うこと、その意味、この現実の世界で師範代の目の前に立って認識しました。
He moved to block. He was more than just fast. His movements were completely unlike what they were before. He really was holding back. But then I remembered something. It was a story told by a master of Aikido. The time period was the beginning of the Showa era. It was right before a battle. The master visited a cannon inspections officer in the old Japanese army. When the master saw the test firing of the cannons, he looked at the officer and said this: "Those cannons couldn't hit me if they tried." Those words were the trigger, and the master had to prove them by standing out on the firing range. But there were 6 people firing at him with handguns. Each one had an effective range of 25 meters. Instead of wooden targets, they made the master stand and be their target. They started to count down before firing. 1, 2, 3. All 6 guns fired simultaneously, kicking up a cloud of dust. It sounded like something had been thrown. Every man in the firing squad doubted his eyes. In the next instant, one of the 6 was thrown through the air. The master said this: "A flash of light comes before the bullet. It's just a matter of dodging the flash." Or when your opponent has a sword, a glimmer of white will flash before the blade. If you dodge the glimmer, then you will also dodge the sword. Which means that dodging is simple. The words of the master. The master's name was Ueshiba Morihei, and his best pupil, Shioda Gozo, himself among the greatest practitioners of Aikido, spoke of psychic powers in reference to the master. He said that such powers couldn't be explained by practice and dedication, but that they must have come from some unknown power the master held. It said that Ueshiba Morihei was very religious, much like Mamiya Ryu. Everyone who saw my grandfather fight said that he hardly even moved to dodge an attack. It looked more like his opponents were intentionally missing. That's the impression he gave. If that was just a trick, then I was about to take a direct hit. But I didn't dodge the attack. This is blood. This feeling which I first understood in a lucid dream. I wanted to test whether it applied to the real world as well. My instincts told me that it would definitely work. Such an anime comeback, what the hell? Tomusane, man. Master's attack sailed past me, cutting through empty air. His fist grazed my ear, lacerating the side of my face. But that didn't matter. To hit Master back, I had to find an opportunity to get close, just like this. I clenched my fist. No hesitation. I might not hit. I might be powerless. I might not win. That's not the end of the story about the Aikido master. A man who made a living hunting wild beasts tracked him down after hearing rumors about him. When held at gunpoint, this is what he said. This battle is over. Because your bullets will hit. Why? The guns held by the firing squad were all aimed at the person. But the master said this to the hunter. You don't aim your bullets. You simply believe that they will hit. Maybe it's a ridiculous story, but now I think I understand what it means. No, that is a ridiculous story. Master's fists were far slower than bullets. I avoided them and then countered without hesitation. I didn't need to aim. I only needed to hit. Eliminate all doubt. All I could think at that moment. This is as much of a bullshit as what happened in freaking Boku 10, dude. Ah. I drove my fist into the pit of his stomach. Master collapsed on the spot. Well, he might believe it however he wants, but in my own headcanon, the master was probably, you know, the master was probably holding back. Like, I don't know if that was the intention of what the author was telling us. Probably not. The author probably wanted us to believe that, you know, magic, psychic powers are actually a thing, but my logical mind, I wouldn't be able to believe that. What happened, in my opinion, or in my mind, is that the master was just holding back so that Tomosane would win. That's it. So I'm not gonna believe in what he said, but I will believe the actions or the consequences. I will believe the ending. Shit, it's actually been 2 hours, dude. I thought this was gonna be the last episode. I might have to split this into 2 parts. Ooh. The two of us, alone on the roof. Master gave us some privacy. Still, she didn't have to bring the first aid kit up here just for me. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I understand that the aim of the message, that like the message of what happened in that scene is that as long as you believe yourself, things would be okay. Like, you can do it if you believe in yourself, but I can't believe in something as simple as that. At least not anymore. I'm a negative person in general, and I will always stay a negative person. So, in a way, I'm actually like Mamiya Takuji. Whatever is shown to me, I bend reality to what is convenient for me. The game is showing me what happened was he beat the master in some psychic powers, but in my own brain, no. What happened was the master was just holding back.
でも
これから一緒にいるためだ。
これから一緒。
ああ、そうだ。
お兄さんどこにも行かないの？
ああ、そうだ。どこにも行かない。だからいくらでも言葉を交わせる。
本当に？
あ
でもお兄さんはそうやって何度も嘘ついてきた。
そうかもな。
だから本当はガムテープでぐるぐる巻きにしてどこにも行けないようにしたい。
I really hope at the end of the story I don't have to have sex with you, Hisaki. It would really ruin this immersion that I have right now about being Tomosane. About him trying to protect you.
それも手かもな。
でもとも兄さんを信じる。何度も裏切られてるけど私はとも兄さんを信じる。
なんでだよ。こんなダメな兄を。
だってとも兄さんは私のヒーローだから。
ヒーロー？
そうだよ。ヒーローは救世主より強いんだよ。
なんだよそれ。でたらめな理屈だな。
でもそうなんだもん。
ああ、そうだ。俺はあいつより強い。絶対に負けない。
As I laid my head in her lap, Saki brought her face closer to mine.
とも兄さん。
For a moment, I didn't know what had happened. When I finally realized what had occurred, Saki's lips were pressed against my own. Oh my god, can you please not? This subtle incest in this story is actually making me uncomfortable. Considering how pure Tomosane is. What the fuck? Asaki's lips were tinged with a darker shade of red than before, and they were ever so slightly moist.
はさき。
ごめんなさい。
ついってお前。
だからごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Saki averted her eyes, but I could see her cheeks blazing red. I couldn't look straight at her either.
はさき。
ごめん。でも別に戯れとかじゃないから。戯れじゃないとかそっちの方がまずいのか。
Yes, it does, actually.
でもずっとだから私にはお兄さんだけだったから。
そりゃ兄だから。
そうやって都合のいい時だけお兄さんで都合が悪くなるとたまに。
はさき。
でもそれは私も同じだった。ずっと一緒にいられるって意味じゃ兄弟であることに感謝した。けどそれ以上の関係になっちゃダメだってことじゃ。兄弟でなければと思ってた。
はさき。
だから私も都合がいい時だけ心の中で使い分けてたのかも。ごめん。
Tears rolled down her cheeks and dripped onto my face. Why is she crying? Why is she sad?
はさき。
I brought my hand to Asaki's tear-stricken cheek. It was very warm and soft.
お兄さん、私
More tears poured from her eyes. Asaki's tears fell in drops on my face, one after another.
本当にお兄さんが勇気って名 当に赤の他人だったらよかった。
それじゃあ今みたいな生活はできないぞ。
だから昨日まで間宮で今日から結城。それだったら私は
The girl I wanted to protect. I lived my life thinking only of her. Yuki said it too. Hasaki was always the only girl in my heart. At the time, I thought maybe she was exaggerating. But now I can say it.
ああ、俺も葉咲と同じことをずっと考えてたよ。
If they do have a sex scene, I'm sorry to say, guys, but I will cut that out. I really do not want to see it. There is such a thing as like pure love. That's like not... That doesn't have to have any sort of sex, you know? Like if they love each other, sure. If you can have a platonic relationship, then I wholeheartedly supported that, okay, Tomosane. But if you do have sex, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna be disgusted at that sex scene.
兄さん。
バカ。だからお前を避けてたんだろう。俺はお前のことが大好きでさ。いつからか妹以上の存在に心の中でなっていた。俺はそのことを分かっていたからお前を避けていた。俺は俺の気持ちに気がつくのが怖くてお前を避けていた。だからさ、葉咲、泣くことはないよ。
友兄さん。
Our lips came together once again. Ah. At some point, I had even forgotten. I always held feelings for Hisaki that were more than just brotherly affection. Perhaps even from the moment I came into existence. Or maybe I loved Hisaki long before then. Before I even existed at all. That's what I think. I'm gonna see you guys after this scene. Alright, I think that was it. Hopefully. Actually, surprisingly, it wasn't a very long sex scene. Maybe like 5 minutes of reading without actually the voice on and all. From what I skipped, or what I skimmed, sorry, the only thing of importance that Tomosani said was that why should anyone put a restriction to love, right? And he said if God actually cursed them, he would fuck God, he said. And I do agree with that, but at the same time, I also don't believe that love also has to have the form of lust. Yeah, love can be a lot of things. One aspect of love, I study psychology, it's actually passion. And passion does mean sex. One aspect of love is passion. But to me, I feel like passion actually undermines that love. If you have too much passion, you're just going to see love as something to seek pleasure to. I do not condone love for the flesh. Like, you can cuddle however you want, but sex, it kind of like makes it a lot more dirty, IMO. Like, I don't think sex is dirty, right? But incest? It kind of is. Alright, that's enough of my banter though. We became one under the great blue sky. We didn't have a long time together, but it was the first moment that we had become more than just brother and sister. Under the sky, Asaki and I became one. Oh, I wish you get defeated by Mamiya Takuji. I truly do wish that, from the bottom of my heart. Once Asaki calmed down and went to sleep, I quietly got up. It's alright, Hasaki. I'm not a liar. I will definitely come home. Then we can talk as much as we want. I will protect you. Always.
さてと
I still had a little bit of time left before dawn. Though to be honest, I don't know how long it is till sunrise. It'd be easier if it was just 4:30. Dawn is approximately that time, but it's hard to tell when he's actually going to come back. It would be really bad if he showed up while I was here with Asaki.
さてと、人がいない、誰も巻き込まない場所に行かないとな。
I guess that means the rooftop. When I left the rooftop last time, I didn't lock it, so it should still be open. That should work.
行くのかい？
そういうことは鋭いんだな。
間宮拓司と戦うのか？
さあね。
さあってことないだろう。じゃなきゃあのマスターと戦う理由がない。
Like, don't get me wrong, guys. The fact that I wanted to get rid of that scene wasn't because I don't want to, like what Mamiya Takuji said. I didn't want to think about incest and all that stuff. Like, it's not the fact that incest is bad is ingrained in my mind. If you like your sister or whatever, I guess you're free to like her. I don't fucking care. It's your life, you know? But that's definitely not what I want. And fuck that. I'm sorry to say.
葉崎には言うなよ。
葉崎ちゃんには内緒なのかい？
言う必要はない。帰ってくるんだから。
なるほど。
I wish you don't actually, Tomosane. That scene made me think a bit less of you.
どこでやるの？
どこだっていいだろ。
そうか。わかった。
Like, I've already seen Yosuga no Sora, man. I understand the implications of incest. But I just don't agree with it.
あのさ、もし俺に何かあったら葉崎のこと頼みます。お願いします。
あはは、突然敬語なんだ。
人に物を頼む態度ってあるでしょ。それに俺はあんたを少し勘違いしてたかもしれない。俺のいない間にいろいろやってくれたみたいだし。
それはさ、単に僕に都合が良かっただけかもしれないじゃん。
ならあんたの都合が葉崎を守ってやったんだ。感謝しないといけない。
おや、素直だね。なんか拍子抜けだよ。
まあ感謝してます。だからもし何かあったらお願いします。
わかったよ。でも何もないんでしょ？君が勝って全てを終わらせる。
はい、木村さんの取材もこれで終わりになるでしょう。俺が終わらせるから。
You know, they say this like when the investigation ends, Tomosane isn't going to jail or something. Like, I think the world doesn't matter, Tomosane. Like, the world doesn't care, Tomosane, whether you have split personality or not. What you did was fucked up. You drugged people. I think you will still go to jail. Well, at the very least, a mental asylum, not necessarily jail. Like, even in the end, it doesn't matter whether you win or not, right? Because you're not gonna see Hasaki. Well, you are. You will be able to see Hasaki, I guess, in a mental asylum. I don't know, though, but that's just my take on this matter.
本当に？
ああ、終わらせるさ。
They're trying to make the story like after the fight with Takuji ended, like Tomosane isn't gonna have to take the blame for what Takuji did. But no, of course he's gonna have to take it. They share the same body. I returned to the school rooftop before sunrise, the place where I'll spend the last of my remaining time.
いや、最後の時間にしないためだったか。
I wanted this time just so that I could say one thing to Asaki. To be honest, I don't know if I can keep my promise. No, there's a pretty good chance I can't. I did wince against Master, but my fight with Mamiya Takuji will be on a different level altogether.
綾菜。
ここに戻ってきたの。
まあどこでもよかったんだが。
でもここを選んだ。
ここが最適だと思った。それより間宮拓司は。
まだ少しある。
そうか。お前はあの男が何をする気か知ってるのか。
空に返そうとしている。
そうだな。
対の空に。
対の空。それって何なんだ。
さあ、それはただの名前。何も語ってない。
そうか。ただの名前か。
うん。
そうか。なら質問ついでに、お前は何者なんだ。
私は音無綾菜と呼ばれてる。
それはただの名前だろ。そんなもの何にも説明してないだろ。
じゃあ君は何？
俺か。俺は結城友実で、それで。
I try to say something, but the words caught in my throat. I try to speak of myself, but I was lost for words. That's right. That's just how it is. In talking about oneself, it's impossible to say anything more than you could find on a person's resume. The woman in front of me wore the same school uniform as I did. I could tell from the color of the trim that she was in the same year as me. She was female and I was male. For the two of us standing there and looking at each other, there was nothing else for either of us to say. What are you? That's such a vague question. A meaningless question.
そうだな。俺は結城友実だ。それ以上でもそれ以外でもない。
そう。なら今度は私から質問。
質問？
間宮君にした質問。そして水上さんにもした質問。
どんな質問だ？
友実君って死ぬのが怖い？
死ぬのが？なんだそりゃ。やたら直接的な質問だな。とは言っても、ここ1週間ちょっとで人が数人死んでる。この学校だけで3人。死の香りがやたらする1週間。多くの生徒の失踪だってそれらが引き金になっている。そしてその引き金を引いたのは間宮拓司。
間宮君は高島さんの、そしてお母さんの予言に怯えていた
みたいだな。高島の予言はよく知らないが、あいつの母親の予言は知っている。あいつの脳みその中に強く刻みつけられていたから、世界は滅亡する。全ての存在が死に絶え、世界は消滅する。間宮拓司が恐れていたのは母親の予言、さらに言えば死そのものだ。
予言の恐怖とは死の恐怖、予測された消滅への恐怖。それは君でも怖いの？
俺か。前ならこう言っただろうな。
どう答えた？
死ぬのなんか怖くない。消えることは定めだから。
定め。
俺は間宮拓司を消すために生まれた人格だったと言うべきか。
創造者としての間宮君、調和者としての水上さん、そして破壊者としての友実君。
This woman knows everything. No wonder she always puts me on edge. To think that she knows so much about us. It's almost like our souls are connected. But she's different from us. She's not one of the personalities inhabiting this body. Then what is she? It's clear that she's not a normal person. Which means she's another irregularity, but she's not quite the same as us.
どうしたの？
いや、なんださっきの
Sorry about
話。
that.
創造者と調和者、そして破壊者の話。それが奴が取り決めた俺たちの断りだった。だが結果はこれだ。破壊者が創造者に破壊されようとしている。消滅という自らの運命を受け入れることが間宮拓司にはできなかった。いや違うな、単純に役者不足。間宮拓司側から俺は破壊者の任を解かれただけとも言える。そして自分の運命を失った。
失った後は？
あとは創造者に破壊され消滅するのを待つのみ。それが間宮拓司が描いた新しいシナリオ。
自分が消滅するのは怖くないの？
消滅するのが怖くないわけないさ。消滅の恐怖、痛覚の恐怖、どちらにしても恐ろしいだろう。死は恐ろしいものだ。
そう。なら死にたくないの？
死にたくない。どうだろうな。俺にはその質問の意味がよくわからない。
でも死は恐怖である。
ああ、そうだな。でもどうかな。されたくない、なりたくない、したくないって死以外だと必ず経験できることに限られる。
されたくない、なりたくない、したくない。
ああ、そうだ。例えば大半の人間が拷問とかはされたくないよな。相当なマゾなら違うかもしれんが、他にも破産とかしたくない、ホームレスにもなりたくない。でもそういうことは経験可能だからされたくない、なりたくない、したくないと言える。だが死は経験しようがない。死はそこかしらに転がっている。近所の墓地にでも行けば死んだ人間だらけだ。でも経験した人間は皆無だ。死はまず経験不可能なこと。それが大前提。経験不可能なことに対してまるで経験できることと同列で語るのは一種盗作のように思える。
経験不可能は経験可能なもののごとくには語れない。
ああ、そうだ。でも人は死を経験できるあらゆることと同列で語る。なぜだ？
Do they? I don't think they do.
なぜ？
さあな。実際俺にはよくわからない。ただもしかしたら盗作だからこそ死を思うことに意味があるのかもしれない。
盗作だからこそ死を思うことに意味がある。
なあ、盗作ってそういうものだろう。性交渉なんて本来ならただの生殖行為だ。だがいろいろな盗作した思いが人にあらゆることを思わせ、あらゆることを作らせ、あらゆる行為をさせてきた。
You know, the act of incest will still increase the chance of your kid having some sort of disease, right, Tomosane? Like, yeah, sex is just a biological reproduction.
変態性癖とかだけじゃなくて恋愛だってそうだろう。肉欲と愛欲は切り離せない。
Yeah, I could get rid of romantic love, to be honest. Some people actually can't live without romantic love in their life. That's how I truly feel.
それでこの質問間宮拓司にも聞いたんだろ。奴の答えは？
怒ってた。死が怖いって認めることが許せなかった。
なるほど。ユキは？
だいたい君と同じ。死は誰にも経験できない。死を体感することはできない。死は恐れずに値せず。もし消滅するなら何も感じないし、どこか遠くに魂が移動するならば本質的には今と変わらない。
ソクラテスか。あいつらしいな。
そしてソクラテスは最後にこう締めくくった。もう行かなければならないのです。 私しかし思うのです。我々が行く手に持っているものはどちらが果たして良いものなのか、それは誰にも分かりようがないことなのです。語り得ず、そして神のみが知ることです。そして大哲学者は読敗を口にした。
なるほど。でも俺は不思議だよ。古代の大哲学者のこの言葉は果たしてそれほど高尚な答えなんだろうかと思うよ。
There is no correct answer. The correct answer is whatever you want it to be. That's just how humans are.
そんなことは誰でも知っている。
誰でも。
ソクラテスの言葉、現代人にとってはある意味当たり前すぎるほど当たり前だ。今この瞬間も人が死んでいる。過去から今までとてつもない数の人が死んでいる。特にこの国では別に死後の世界のことなんて考えずに死ぬやつ多数。
So do I. I also don't believe in the afterlife.
死を来世への道ではなく単なる消滅と捉えていながら毎日のように人が死ぬ。
That's also what I believe in.
考えてみれば不思議なものだ。死はあらゆるものの中で最も恐ろしいものであり、自らに降りかかる最悪の中で最も大きなものと考えられる。
That I don't agree though. I don't think it's the worst tragedy ever.
それでも毎日人は死ぬ。淡々と人は死んでいく。もし死がそれほどの恐怖だったら、死の恐ろしさから暴動なりが毎日起きてもおかしくないはずだ。でも事実は違う。大半の人間が死ぬ間際に死を恐れて暴れることも泣き叫ぶこともなく死ぬ。まあ死を宣告された時に後悔やら悲しみやらはあるだろうけど、でも死の直前そのものでは落ち着いたものだ。
Have you seen when people get burned alive, Tomosane? I don't think those people are perfectly calm. I'm just saying, when people are sentenced to death, I don't think they are perfectly calm. When their life faded, yeah, they're probably perfectly calm because they're dead already, but at the almost at the end of death, I don't think they're calm. I guess after life, I guess he was trying to say at the end of death, you know, when people actually die, when their consciousness is disappearing. I guess they are calm, true, but I guess I was misunderstanding his words.
つまり死は嘆く対象じゃないことは誰でも知っている当たり前なことだ。死を思うことは盗作した衝動だろ
う。なら君は死ぬの怖くない？
いや怖いよ。当たり前だ。でもそれは誰でも感じる程度の恐怖だ。
誰でも感じる程度？
ああ、生まれたての子供が泣くのと同じ理由だろ
う。生まれたての子供の泣く理由。
存在以前なるものが存在したら人が死を恨むように存在を恨むかもしれない。だとしたら生まれたての子供が泣くのは自らの生に対する呪いだ。実は俺は何度かそんな感じの夢を見たんだ。
夢？
そう、夢だ。それは予感でしかないんだけど、確実な予感としての夢だ。
どんな予感の夢？
赤ん坊が生まれるんだよ。
誰の？
知らないけど赤ん坊が生まれるんだよ。そう、その赤ん坊は泣くんだよ。おぎゃーおぎゃーってさ。その声を聞いてみんな笑うんだよ。みんな祝福してるんだよ。お母さんもお父さんも、そしてその他の人も。
Well, that's because when a baby first don't cry, they're not actually breathing.
その赤ん坊の生を
So at the first sign of life, they actually do have to cry.
祝福するんだ。世界は生の祝福で満たされる。でも違うんだ。そこで俺は一人そこで恐怖するんだ。恐怖を。なぜならそれは世界を呪っているんだ。確実に世界を呪っているんだ。その生まれたての赤ん坊は生まれたことを呪っているんだよ。
A baby couldn't do that, Tomosane. I would have to disagree. Their cognition isn't able to form that kind of thought yet. It's not until they experience something that they would able to lament that.
俺はその場で凍りつく。みんな笑っている中、祝福の中で一人で俺はよろけながらその赤ん坊に近づくんだ。そしてその赤ん坊の泣き声を止めようとするんだ。そしてそうしなければならないと思うんだ。なぜ？わかんないけど、それが生まれてしまって無残に生き続けてしまってる俺の
What are you even talking about right now, Tomosane?
唯一の償いだと思うんだ。誰に対して？多分その赤ん坊に対して、そしてそれ以外の何かに対してだと思う。俺は生まれたての赤ん坊の首を絞めてその人生をそこまでで終わらせようとする。終わらせるために。
Why? You don't have that responsibility. It's not your child, is it? If that was your child, then I guess.
祝福の笑いの中、俺は赤ん坊の首を絞めようと。しかしできないんだよ。おぎゃおぎゃって泣いている赤ん坊の首を俺は絞められないんだ。
And why is that?
なんでなんだ。これが唯一できる償いなのにもかかわらず、泣き声を終わらせなければいけないのにできないんだ。その赤ん坊に何一つ意味を与えられない。
Wait. So what's his meaning to life? When you're trying to kill him, isn't his meaning to life is just to die?
何一つ可能性をやれない俺がしなければならない唯一の方法なのにできないんだ。俺はその場で倒れ込むんだ。
What the fuck is this guy suddenly talking about?
その場でそれで泣き出すんだよ。俺ワン泣き出すんだよ。情けないよな。夢といえども何もできないでワン泣くんだぜ。大の男が情けないよ。そのうち赤ん坊の泣き声が普通になるんだよ。それで
Stop talking in fragments. That's kind of annoying.
普通におぎゃって泣くんだよ。その声を聞きながら俺は泣きながらよかったと思うんだ。よかったと。何をよくわからないけどよかったと。何も解決してないし何も変わらないけどただよかったと。
That doesn't make any sense to me.
俺は泣きながら思うんだよ。俺が生まれて今も生きているということは多分そういうことだと思うんだ。そしてこれが予感なんだと思うんだよ。俺の生きている予感だと。
I don't get what he's trying to say there.
死が怖いかどうかだよな。 死は怖いさ。でも死は誰にも訪れない。それは事実だが、そう分かっていても怖い。死の恐怖は自らが祝福されていることと呪われていると思うことから始まる。もし祝福も呪いもなければ、人は死を恐怖しないだろう。それは動物がそうであるように、祝福が人を苦しめ、呪いが人を苦しめる。
How do you know that animals don't curse or don't fear death, though? I mean, animals at the brink of death are probably afraid, right? How do you know they're not afraid of death?
そして祝福が人を救い、呪いが人を救う。答えになってないか。
全然。ちゃんとした答え。
No, that actually doesn't answer my question, or to me, that doesn't answer the question.
あやな、対の空だっけ？
対の空。
俺にも見えるか？見えるのかよ。
見えるよ。ただ最後の空は君のものじゃない。
最後の空は俺のものじゃない。
そろそろ来る。私を犯し終わったみたい。
お前を犯してる？間宮拓司の妄想か？
Oh god. Just as a precaution.
だからほら。
え？
Okay, I guess I don't need to be cautious. Alright. Shadow? No, that's not it. This is the same as before. The shadow that wasn't there a moment before. That shadow gradually took shape before my eyes. That shadow, standing between me and Ayana, took a human form.
間宮拓司。
お前は一体今僕に何をした？
さあ、何にもしてない。私はただ見てただけ。
何かしただろう。
勝手に間宮君が妄想の中に入っちゃっただけ。私は何もしていない。
なんだと？あれが妄想なわけがないだろう。あんなリアルな妄想があったら現実と妄想に区別なんてできないじゃないか。そうだ、確かにあの時僕はお前の肌のぬくもりを感じた。あんな妄想があってたまるか。
ぬくもり、気持ち悪い。
何を言ってる？貴様など二なりの変態女だろう。さすえ変態女め。
だから私二なりなんかじゃない。
いや、お前は二なりだった。確かめてやる。そうだ、やはり。おい、
間宮君。間宮君、いたずらにしては度が過ぎてたので、パーではなくグー。鼻血出てる。次に会う時にいたずらするならデコピンぐらいにした方がいいと思う。でないと間宮君の鼻の骨また折れる。
お前。
でも次はないのか。私は音無し綾菜、そう呼ばれてるもの。あなたのリルルちゃんの檻でも影でもない。私はあなたの妄想じゃない。
リルルちゃんは妄想などではない。
そう、あれは妄想じゃないんだ。でもそうなのかもしれない。あれだって自分自身を妄想だと認めないはず。私がそうであるように、あなたがそうであるように。妄想じゃない。目の前のあなたも 私も。でも私は音無し綾な人間であるという設定。でももうあなたは人間ではない。
当たり前だ。僕は救世主だ。人類を救うべきものだ。ただの人間などであるわけがない。まして僕はマミやタクシなどという哀れな魂の所有物などではない。私は世界を空へ返すもの、救世主たるもの、正波動を操るもの。
そう、空に返す。その空の名は
世界の限界、最果ての空、対の空。
そう、対の空に至るんだ。
I haven't been talking much, but I should have just been like muting them and play till the new scenes come out. Sorry about that. What is that? The sky looked strange. Is this what Mamiya Takuji was speaking of? That's right. Something I still have to do. Something I have to do, and something Mamiya Takuji has to do. That's right. This is the answer. I took a deep breath and yelled out his name.
Mamiya Takuji!
Alright, I'm probably gonna have to mute Tomosane too until new scenes come up. Is things gonna still play out the same way as they did in chapter 3? If they do... Gosh. You're the one who tried to erase me. But it's not worth explaining that to him. I know this is like still old stuff that we already know, but it's still interesting to see. I really did like chapter 3, I guess. I can't believe Tomosane still fucked, Asaki, though. Using Mamiya Takuji's body, by the way. He came right at me with a straight punch. I saw exactly where his fist was headed. His anger and reckless abandon showed me the path his fist would take. Once I saw the attack, there was no problem. I had only to hold strong in my heart. I dashed in, right next to his face. My arm was already locked under his armpit. Then I lowered my waist. I lowered my waist and lifted him to nearly vertical in my hold. And then, his body went flying through the air. Perfectly executed move. Since his arms were stretched to their limits, I destroyed his joints while simultaneously slamming him down onto the concrete. I see, so that's what he was saying. He tried to protect Asaki by forgetting about her. Okay, I see. He couldn't even cushion his fall when I threw him. He only managed to twist his neck and disperse the force of the blow. It's pretty tough though. At this point in chapter 3, I thought Tomosane wanted Mamiya Takuji to kill himself. But he really was just trying to kill Mamiya Takuji and live in his body. I always carried this knife around for some reason. I don't know why it was in my pocket. I don't know who first put it there. I just felt that I had to end it here with this knife. I can't believe the one that made Tomosane fuck up was actually Asaki though. Okay, might as well put the voice on now. Someone's voice. I recognize that voice. That voice was... But why? Wait, so... Did Hasaki know that... Or maybe Tomosane actually did want to kill himself and Takuji? At least that's how it seemed to Hasaki, right? And that's why she tried to stop him?
ごめんね。
木村、てめえ。鍵のかけ忘れか。鍵を閉めておけばつけられていたとしても入れなかったのにな。
ダメだよ、とも兄さん。私そんなの許さないんだから。
葉崎、
From her perspective, it must have looked like I was pointing a knife at my own chest. In reality, I was about to plunge this knife into my own chest.
そんなことするためだったらくるくる巻きにして閉じ込めておけばよかった。
だからそれも一つの手だと言ったはずだ。
ユキ!
Asaki couldn't see the change that just happened. The knife moved from my hand to Mamiya Takuji's. Mamiya Takuji's willpower grabbed hold of the knife. Damn it. It was his knife all along. The moment I realized that...
心臓ここだよね、心臓って。
最後の最後でしくじったな。
Don't worry, Tomosane. I actually did want this to happen. I don't know what the other ending would have been like, but I wanted this to happen.
しくじった？何言ってるんだよ。これは必然なんだよ。予定調和なんだよ。
The knife had definitely carved its way deep into our physical body. In other words, both Mamiya Takuji and I had been stabbed. Just from the feeling of that knife, I could tell that neither of us were safe. I could tell the knife had been driven very deep into the flesh.
予定調和か。
Sorry, Tomosane. Your happiness might have been to be with Hasaki, but I still do think Mamiya Takuji, in the grand scheme of things, is like... I do think what he was doing was necessary.
なるほど。どうあってもお前にとって俺は用済みってことなのか。
ああ、そうだ。君は所詮は僕が救世主になるためにあるハードル、超えるべき存在。確かに僕は君を甘く見ていた。甘く見すぎていた。それを教えてくれたことには感謝しよう。いつ何時でも救世主は油断すべきではない。相手がどんなに小さな存在に見えたとしても油断すべきではない。君はそれを僕に教えてくれた。ありがとう。
あのさ、葉崎、ごめん。俺はどうやら約束守れなかったみたいだ。ここで終わりだ。何もしてやれなかったな、葉崎には。なあ。
トモ兄さん、そんなことない。そんなこと。だからトモ兄さん。
こいつにやられるとはな。どうしようもない。どうしようもないな。これも現実か。なら受け入れるだけか。
ああ、受け入れろ。これが現実だ。僕が救世主であり、世界を空に返す。それが現実なんだよ。
そうか。そりゃご苦労なことだな。こんなことなら最後の時間もっと他に使えばよかったかな。
With my current knowledge, I should have viewed this scene differently. But I still feel like Mamiya Takuji did the thing he wanted to do, and like I said, I do think what he did was actually what I wanted him to do, with all the knowledge that I've gained from chapter 4 and 3. I mean, 4 and 5, sorry.
もっと相手してやれば よかったな。ダメな兄だな。俺もまったく変わらないな。俺もさてとお別れだ、間宮拓司。おめでとう。お前の勝ちだ。
See ya, Tomosane.
そして俺の負けだ。
トム兄さん、行かないで。
バカ、俺に近づくな。危ないぞ。この肉体は間宮拓司のものに変わる。俺は消える。
トム兄さんが消えるなんてありえないよ。だって
そうだな。消えたくないな。もっと葉咲と一緒にいたかった。
そうだよ。だからトム兄さん、一緒に帰ろう。もううちに帰ろうよ。
そうだな。それが約束だったな。
そうだよ。
一緒にこれからずっと一緒にたくさん言葉を交わし、
もっとたくさんの言葉を交わすって約束した。私まだまだ全然足りないよ。トモ兄さんと話すの。
話すの足りないか。
I wish I could have talked with Asaki more. I was only paying attention to meaningless stuff. I couldn't see the most important thing in my life. Because I would be disappearing, because I was fated to disappear, I tried not to make any memories with Asaki. Now that I think back on it, that was a really foolish thing to do. All people eventually disappear. I'm not the only one fated to disappear. Just because we're all going to disappear doesn't mean our memories aren't still precious. So,
話をしよ
私ね、ゆうべね、大きなひまわり見たんだよ。
it's a bit too late for you to realize that, Tomosane.
夏の夜空に大きなね、黄色いひまわりがすごく綺麗で大きくて。
う。ひまわり。
For some reason, I saw a great sunflower stretching into the night sky. For just a second, that sunflower, sometime, somewhere before,
もう夏なんだね。すっかり夏なんだよ。学校もそろそろ夏休みだし、私今年はとも兄さんとどっか行けたらいいなって思って。
夏か。
ずっとどこにも行かなかったから、今年の夏はどっか行きたいって。今年の夏はとも兄さんとまた仲良くなれたから。だから夏休み一緒にあの村に帰ろうよ。
あの村？
そうだよ、あの村だよ。兄さんと一緒に過ごした
あの
that sunflower, With Hasaki. That's right. Because I'm her big brother. I should have done more things like that with her. Huh? Just now. That landscape. Oh right, that landscape. I knew it once. A sunflower along the path.
なんで忘れてたんだろう。そうか。一緒に過ごしたな。
夏休みまたあの村に行こうよ。
夏休みか。
とも兄さん。
そうだな。夏休みか。
The blue sky and the sunflower, with marshmallow clouds drifting by overhead, and Hasaki wearing a big hat. And she walks with me, forever and forever, the two of us, on that path, to reach the top of the hill. And there, waiting for us on the other side of the hill, is a beautiful scene in the future. I have to say that is a sad ending for Tomosane. Like, I knew this was gonna happen. But, you know, there are like two routes of this ending. And both are considered true endings, actually, for some people. I do agree a lot more with this ending, though. Like, as bad as I feel for Tomosane, I still felt like, what Mamiya Takuji did to everyone was... It's not justified because it's still like murder in a way. But I kind of relate to him a bit more than Tomosane. It's kind of crazy, right? Actually relating to a fucking mad guy. Delusional, insane person. Rather than someone who just wants to protect someone. Like Tomosane. But I could feel like I'm relating to Takuji a lot more than Tomosane. I don't know. Like I said though, I will be continuing this story into chapter 6 rather than going back and changing my choice to get the alternate ending for chapter 5. So yeah. I'll definitely have to cut this into 2 episodes though. It's been 3 hours. I gotta go to work after this too. But yeah, that's Jabberwocky. Thank you guys for watching. I enjoyed chapter 5, okay, despite my complaints about Yuki. Like I said, it was just me not understanding how the mind works. Because, you know, like I said, my views and their views are different, and I was trying to force my views on how my mind works into their point of view, and it just doesn't help like that. I just gotta accept it for what it was. But alright. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one for the next chapter. Peace out.